started recording yet.
No.
I have now, though. Thank you for your patience and welcome once again to Drunk Dilemmas, an Irvine Welsh podcast. Nearly forgot what it was called there for a second.
It's been a while, in fairness.
It has been a while. It's been a nice summer break. But you think the teachers have a good, we have an even longer, nice summer break. But you can hear another voice there. It's a man who, as he cracks open a cold one at 11:05 in the morning, he's a man who needs no introduction. So I'll just move on to the podcast.
That's great.
That's James King. How are you?
I'm good. I'm my first bottle of Chernobyl lager here today.
Chernobyl.
It's actually
Not far off it.
Ukrainian lager, Chernivsky or something.
It looks like they got the dimensions wrong in the label machine. It doesn't go down very far.
It tastes alright.
Aldi.
No, that was
Proper, reputable
reputable
off
off license, yeah. Carry
Nice.
out.
Just gives us a smell. Smells good, alright. Nice looking bottle.
Do you want to smell of the drink now?
No,
Uh,
don't want to start getting flashbacks to Jenkum.
yeah. Oh yes.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
God.
And then speaking of which, I've nearly forgotten how we do this. I've
Well,
lost
you
my
start-
mojo.
You start waffling and I just come in every now and again.
Yeah. I suppose Welsh news, while I think of it. Have we any Welsh news?
I'm watching Welcome to Wrexham.
Okay. Yeah.
They're
Forgot
Welsh.
about that. What?
They're Welsh.
All right. It's nothing to do with Irvine Welsh.
No,
I
Irvine-
get you now. Yeah.
No.
I was trying to think. They were saying, is that another fucking thing that he directed? No. Is that? Yeah. You've told me before. That's all right.
It's good. Yeah, it's good.
Yeah. There's so many fucking documentaries that were flying the wall shit. Like the Beckham one was good as a United fan for the first couple of episodes.
I didn't watch that one.
Not the parts necessarily with Beckham in it, but Keane and Cantona and
Reminiscing
so on.
of the glory days.
That's it, yeah. Good old golden balls.
Mm.
Yeah, Welsh news. I mean, it's 30th anniversary of Train Spotting, so he's doing a lot of media shit for that.
He's really flogging that fucking...
Nothing with us, though. I just hadn't the heart to approach him, but sure, what can you do? Maybe I will.
The restraining order way of something to
Yeah,
do
you
it.
probably do it, yeah. But no, there is a nice looking 30th anniversary edition of the book released. But maybe somebody listening will send that to me. The way that worked a treat with that last book.
Did actually, yeah. If they're send them on, don't send them on to me on ground.
No. But sure, look. Yeah, that's it. No, nothing else. I can't think. Well, Crime Series 2 is on
yeah.
RTE at the moment.
I haven't started watching that.
No, neither have I. I wanted to read the book first, and I haven't actually quite finished The Long Knives. Speaking of which, we must think about, there's a little insect on me back. Or it could have been just a bit of fluff. It's gone now anyway.
Damo is shirtless as we speak, which is a little bit off-putting.
I'm just doing a Paul Orndorff kissing his biceps. We need to do a book
We do.
soon.
As long as it's audio, because I've fucked if I'm reading
Yeah,
it
you
along.
can do it, yeah. Most of his are audio now, thank God. Thanks to old Tam Dean Byrne, who does he's the voice of Welsh.
He is
on
Welsh.
Audible. And he's very good. Yeah, I think we might do Skag Boys next, just to
Grand.
give our list. And I've had a few people contact me asking for much the same. They'd like to hear Skag Boys, so sure, we'll start reading that and we'll get back to you sometime next year, maybe.
All right. What's that about?
It's a prequel to Train Spotting. So
Great
it's,
stuff.
it's how the guys got on the brown stuff, basically.
Jenkum.
Yeah.
The real brown stuff.
Jenkum dilemmas. But yeah, we'll look into that. But anyway, today we're not doing that. Today we are doing a film, much to the disappointment of James, who
I didn't
thought it was
know
a
this was
TV series.
I know what it was. It's just, I seen on
You
YouTube.
don't know what it was.
I said, this couldn't be a film, but apparently it was.
Well, actually, I remember vaguely hearing about it at the time, and because it was on TV, I thought it was a TV series as well, and I didn't see it at the time. Probably because I can't Sky Plus ITV.
Yeah.
It's a very first world problem type of thing to say,
It's a
but
major problem.
so I just forgot all about it. But as you say, it's on YouTube and it's split into 10 parts.
10 parts.
So it was like a little webisodes.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a film. It's from 2009, as I say. What did he do? He directed it and he wrote it.
Yeah.
So it's a double whammy here. Wrote it with his cohort, Dean Kavanagh, Kavanagh, as we've
Bravo.
mentioned before. He did Creation Stories, which we did. He did Wedding Bells, which we haven't covered yet.
No,
What the fuck is that?
it's just my phone.
Oh, I thought it was my doorbell for a second. Like, it doesn't sound like my doorbell.
Maybe it is your doorbell as well.
It's
Have a
in
look
my
there.
head. But it's jointly directed by Welsh and someone called Helen Grace.
Nothing to do with Helen Keller.
Could have been. You've seen the film. I didn't look into Helen Grace, I must be honest. Start talking there about Helen Keller for a few minutes and I'll look
Well,
at
she
Helen
was
Grace.
this deaf one. I think
Yeah.
she's blind as well.
She was.
But she turned out to be great. That's as much as I know. Any deaf joke usually involves Helen Keller, I think. I don't know many but deaf people, do you?
I don't know.
You have Stevie Wonder for the blinds, Helen Keller for the
Yeah,
deaf.
deaf people don't.
Don't speak much.
Well, some of them do.
Yeah, but it's all
There's been one or two in TV over the years.
like who?
Well, I can't think of the names.
Alright.
Can deaf people drive?
They certainly can.
No, I mean, are they allowed?
Why wouldn't they? Do you ever listen to that when you're driving?
Well, you're supposed to, kind of, aren't
Yeah.
you? Fuckers beeping. That's
fuck
about
that.
it. Surely.
You don't, blind people can't drive. That's bollocks.
Yeah, I strongly suspected that one.
Yeah,
alright.
the deaf are much grand.
Oh god, we're off. So a brief synopsis here: a darts player slides into depression after a heart attack spooks him so much he loses his skill. So that's the synopsis that's on IMDb anyway.
Well, it was more the dartitis. It wasn't a heart attack.
Well, exactly, yeah. But look, they're jumping ahead
They are.
either way because that's quite near the end or the middle or the end of the film. As per usual, not much I could find in the realms of research. But I did read an interview with Welch where he's describing it as a Spinal Tap-esque mockumentary, but he also insists it's not a satire. He said you can't satirize something. Stop talking.
You told me to talk there when you were fiddling around with yourself.
I'm finished with that.
All right, sorry.
He said you can't I forgot that now.
Satirize.
He said you can't satirize something that in many ways is already an over-the-top pantomime.
Like sodomize.
He said it's more about the obsession with minor celebrity. Speaking about good arrows,
Right. Right.
not darts in general, but in darts he did mention that he doesn't think it's a sport.
What a wanker.
It's a pub game.
It's a sport.
Well, I would have said so. Well, fuck it. But he reckons in sport you've got to have some sort of athleticism, some cardiovascular stuff. He also said
What about curling?
well, he didn't mention curling. He
Well,
says
there you go.
golf as well. He doesn't class golf as a sport. But he says he lost interest in darts when the players stopped drinking heavily in the 90s.
Well, in fairness, it was a bit like that.
And he's particularly disgusted by a man called Keith Deller,
Oh, Keith Teller, yeah.
who is the world's first milk drinking world champion.
Yeah, that was the beginning of the end.
Yeah.
Teetotaler.
You're going to be the darts expert on this, by the way. I like the idea of darts. But and I'd probably play it if I had a dartboard at home, but in the pub, I struggle to remember basic motor skills after a while. I can't do
very
maths.
true.
It's the maths that puts me off with darts.
Just make them up.
And
Just do it confidently and they'll all agree with
there
you.
is some men I've seen playing darts down the town, and I wonder how they get through it.
It's all about confidence. You don't have to even know what you're doing.
Could you bring a calculator down, maybe? Would that go down well?
Would knock it out, yeah. Definitely not.
One of those old Casio calculator
You might get away
watches.
with that, but an actual,
Subtly do that.
yeah, an actual abacus or something like that. You're,
Disappearing into the O'Connor's toilet after every round to tot up.
no, that wouldn't work.
No.
Definitely.
But anyway, it had its TV premiere on ITV4. Now that's not good.
That says it all.
ITV4 is like Pierre Andre reality shows and old
He changes
episodes.
curtains and fucking all that sort of shit.
Yeah. It was on at 11 p.m. on a Saturday. Not many darts
Prime.
fans would be watching then.
Or horizontal. They would all be horizontal, actually. They wouldn't be vertical.
Watch it on the Sunday
Yeah.
morning. So, as I say, it's no wonder I didn't remember it at the time. Yeah, let's get into it, for God's sake. Yes?
What the hell is that? You're
Urine, yeah. That's just one part of Jenkum. I haven't finished it off
Oh,
yet.
I have to produce the other part, do I?
just for the benefit of those listening and can't see, it's just a simple beaker of orange juice.
It doesn't look like orange juice.
Should take a picture of our two corresponding beverages.
It's a more cloudy substance.
Get my phone there, or take it with yours.
Oh, you're the media man. I don't know. That's all that shite.
Bear with us, listeners.
This is prime Hollywood.
Oh, God.
Do you want to see the full Chernobyl?
It was on selfie there for a second.
Oh, God.
Not a good sight. There we go. Splendid. So, yeah, the film starts, as I say, we watched this on YouTube. So there's none of their usual film logos.
No,
there was
nothing.
no
Absolutely
20th Century Fox. Or I can't remember who was behind this, but it probably wasn't Miramax or any of the big lads.
No. No, I don't think so.
Miramax, are they even a thing anymore?
Were they ever a thing?
They were definitely a film company.
Well, there wasn't a big line on the front.
No, there was nothing. Unless you want to call Ireland's own Joe McKinney. I have him down here as John McKinney, but it's Joe, a lion. He does look quite striking, but I don't know if a lion. He's the man that's doing the documentary.
Oh, here. Oh.
The Irish lad. Guinness man. Guinness dancing man.
Yeah, doesn't look like a lion.
No.
He's more of a, what's he look like? Stoat or something. Not even stoat.
He's very thin for a stoat.
He is very, well, stoats are thin. They get all sorts of fucking crevices.
I do they?
Yeah.
I'm just associating stoats with the word stout.
No, but he does actually look like a stout.
Okay.
He does. He looks ill.
Okay.
Do you not think?
I hope he doesn't listen to this.
I fucking doubt it.
Well, he might.
Maybe he does.
He's not Brad Pitt.
Maybe he's hitting on hard times. But
anyway,
he looked ill.
Listen, we start off with him straight away. It's just him in an office.
Yeah.
And he starts talking and he introduces how he basically wants to do a serious documentary about how a working class hero from an industrialist background town has fallen on bad times. So even he's not really doing a darts story.
No, he was the human side of it.
And then we see a live darts tournament at the start, which is kind of a combination of, I'd say, a real darts crowd at some point, but then him just basically superimposed, and then it cuts to the people he knows in the crowd, and it's basically 4 or 5 members of the cast.
It's the whole cast
waving. I do like the commentary. I think this is Welsh commentating at the start of it. I think it is, but I do like the voice where he's talking about what's his opponent? Oh, Richie. Oh, no.
Richie Burnett, former world champion.
Is that who he's playing? Is it?
Yeah.
See, that's why you're the darts expert.
So Richie would have been he was Welsh.
Okay.
He could barely speak. And he won the world championship, and then he fell on hard times.
So this is obviously when Andy Sampson struck, is when he fell on hard times.
He pretty fell.
It's the circle of life in the darts world, probably.
Fair play to them for getting him for this, although it was 2009. I'd say he was.
But maybe they didn't get him for it. Maybe they just stole the footage.
That could be true.
I don't remember seeing him mentioned on IMDb, but then again, I didn't really look for him.
No.
So maybe he was. Apologies to Richie. But as I say, I do like the commentary where he's like, he's following the 3 darts that he throws. He needs a double 20. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, Richie. And then
he hits a fucking 26 or something. A brutal shot.
And as I say, the crowd of about 7 give him a rapturous applause. And it's the first big win for the Beckham of darts, Andy Sampson. It's Simpson. I have Simpson down here.
No, it's Sampson. Andy the Arrow Sampson.
That's him. I did some of this. I couldn't be arsed. My fingers were sore. Do you like the way I'm waving my fingers at the microphone there?
Not really, but any explanation to why all your fingers are sore?
Fingering basically. Fingering as in working hard at the keyboard.
Yourself or...
But anyway, basically I was just being lazy, and as advised by my co-host on the other podcast I do, the Tales of the Unexpected podcast, which is going back soon also.
Doubt it.
It is. We've loads of episodes in the can now.
I'm sure you have.
We're just building up. No, he said, why don't you
the only podcast in the world shitter than ours.
That's a toss-up. The common denominator is me. No, he said, why don't, if you get a pain in your arse typing, why don't you just open up Word and use that dictate thing?
I didn't know such a thing exist.
You basically talk.
Like Stephen Hawkins?
Yeah.
you have to put
Doesn't
that
sound
voice on?
like. No, I don't. Maybe if I did it, because it's not putting down what I wanted to say. It doesn't quite get my annoying
Your
voice.
twang.
Yeah. But anyway, we move on. We get a kind of. It's set in a town, a real town, Myrtle.
Murder Titsville.
That's it.
Yes.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay. That is spelled here correctly. I just couldn't pronounce it. And we get a kind of montage of scenes from around the town as he's driving around. It does look grim. The music here is by Alabama Tree. Not quite the same as the effect as the start of The Sopranos, though.
Oh, the music in this is shite. It's fucking grim.
Well, Welsh definitely likes Alabama Tree. Yeah. He's mentioned them before. And
no, but all the way through with the music is grim.
It is.
Brutal. Is there someone having a shit or a piss or something at the start in the montage?
Quite possibly.
And then there's a lot of people fighting and getting sick and everything. It's just...
I didn't take notes of what was actually going on, but as you say, it was nice. We meet Andy and his partner. They're married, are they?
They are married.
Yes.
Wife and manager.
Wife and manager, Big Sheila.
The star of the film, in fairness.
Well, in fairness, yeah, we'll get to it. Big Sheila is played by Katie Brand. I always mix her, for some reason I just mix her up with...
Russell?
No, who's Joe Brand. Even though she's much older.
Yeah, she's...
And she's kind of like, because she's... I don't think she is Welsh, is she?
No.
But she's playing a Welsh woman here, so I kind of kept thinking of the other one from Gavin and Stacey as well.
Never watched that.
Neither did I. But just the same one that's in Saxondale with Steve Coogan, which is fucking actually pretty good.
She's in Peep Show.
Katie Brand's in Peep Show. I'm thinking of the other one. I keep saying the other one. Basically mean the other brunette. Katie, she's a feisty woman in this.
She is.
Yeah.
She's the one in Peep Show where they had the dog.
She's the sister, yeah.
She's the dirty one.
Who wanted to jump David Mitchell's bones.
She was molesting him while she was talking to her father. So that's the level
she was up for it.
About. She was definitely...
Sounds like something Big Sheila would do as well.
Fucking right, she would.
She also... I know she had a show herself, which, a lot of comedians are given a chance for.
Did she?
Yeah. Katie Brand's Big Ass Show, it was called.
Yeah.
It was another ITV special, so no wonder we didn't see it.
ITV8.
She also, I noticed, directed a short film that was set in Ireland.
Oh, Lord.
It was on Sky Arts. It's one of these comedy shorts, and it was called Catherine Ryan in Ireland. And it is your one Catherine Ryan, comedian.
Right.
I watched it.
Shite.
It's even worse than this.
Jesus
it's
Christ.
much worse than this. Thankfully, it was only 8 minutes long. Catherine Ryan's playing a version of herself in it, kind of like, Curb Your Enthusiasm, whatever. And she's basically coming over here for an Irish christening. But I think everyone else in it wasn't Irish either, so they're putting on dreadful accents. Yeah. She looks great in it, though, I will say that.
Big Sheila?
No, we don't see Big Sheila. She's directing it.
Right.
Catherine Ryan. She's strange looking, but nice strange is all I'd say.
Some amphibious about her or something.
Maybe that's it. I've always been fond of amphibians.
She's like a newt or a salamander.
A sexy newt.
I've never found newt sexy, but clearly you have.
If it was an animation film about newts, like A Bug's Life, and she was playing the kind of Jessica Rabbit role.
Yeah, she'd be a salamander.
This is very damning stuff, isn't it? And I'm going to have to listen back to this and decide whether it should be in or not.
It's definitely going to be in. Fuck it.
If we're going to be cancelled, we would have been cancelled long ago.
We're too shit to be cancelled.
Yeah, nobody knows about us to cancel us. Anyway, Katie Brand, Big Sheila. Yeah, she's good in this. It starts off and we see a clever camera work where it looks like she's basically wanking him off.
Yeah.
But she's actually massaging his tongue, which is the key to a good dark.
She's using lubricant as well, but she's using WD-40.
She's used a lot of different lubricants.
She tried them all. But,
butter.
Yeah.
KY jelly. She is straight away, she's very domineering over Andy. Must have mentioned Andy as well, what I think of it. Didn't recognise him from anything else.
No.
He has done a few bit parts over the years, acting-wise, but I could see in more recent times he's become a director in his own right. A sporting director. He's done a documentary called Famous Scottish Managers.
Basically Alex Ferguson.
Fergie. Paisley. Jockstein was mentioned.
Paisley.
I was going to
say Alex McLeish.
Shankly wasn't Scottish, was he? No.
No.
It was Paisley.
Paisley, yeah.
And both fucking great lads anyway.
Great lads. Gordon Strachan.
don't think it got that far down. Alex McLeish.
Alex McLeish.
That would have been a bit of an Irvine Welsh connection, since how Renton looks like him. He'd done one on Notts Forest winning the 2 European Cups, and surprise, he did one on the Welsh national team getting to the World Cup. Ooh. So check that out, Mossy. You're the only person I think would be interested.
Possibly even not.
Possibly even not, indeed. But she's very domineering over him. As you say, she's his manager as well. She's cheating on him as well every chance she gets.
Yes, she is.
She tells an old story about how he was invited over to some tournament in Dubai.
Oh, yeah.
But he didn't go, but she went herself. It sounds like it was one of these invites over for some sheik playing top dollar to,
what was he?
to shag
He was,
it.
what's she call him? Not a kiddie fiddler.
No, because in
a
fairness,
chubby chaser.
A chubby chaser.
Yes.
Two sides of the same coin.
Yeah, the Arab was a chubby chaser, and he just wanted to get her over and lash her over for the week.
Cleverly disguised as an invite for Andy to the darts
So
tournament.
she decided to, as his manager, to go over and find out what was going on, and left Andy at home.
And she's telling this story all while Andy's kind of standing in the doorway. So he's a complete cook, and he puts up with his stuff. Is it Alwyn? Alwyn. Your man Joe McKinney says it so quickly it sounds like he's saying Alan.
Yeah.
But Alwyn, as we go to him later, explains that Andy's love for her is like Stockport syndrome. I've mentioned Jonathan Owen. Wouldn't call him the best actor in the world, but he is basically playing a dumb fucker in this. So, and he's described as the Beckham of darts, as we said. So, pretty decent description. He kind of reminded me a bit of Mark Wahlberg and Boogie Nights, where he's just a tick bastard, basically, but he is quite good. He's put on some weight since his glory days.
A few pounds.
And he has gout, which is always good. He says you don't know what pain is until you've had gout in your big toe. They should inject that into the prisoners down in Montego Bay. They'd soon tell you where Barack Obama is then. And his health deteriorates as the film goes on. There's a good flashback scene as well where what's Joe McKinney's name in this? Sebastian. The documentary filmmaker.
They all thought he was called Edward. They all thought he was called Ed.
But he mentioned something he obviously read in the paper about a charity event they did where Andy tried to do the William Tell trick on a disabled kid. Is he he is. He's in a wheelchair.
He's in a wheelchair and he's all flaky.
He's got psoriasis.
Psoriasis, he's in bits. Is that your man from This Is England?
The young fella?
Yeah, looks like him.
I don't know.
I tried to find out yesterday, but
I'll be honest, there was a long enough cast in this, but I didn't take down everyone. I took down kind of
I think he is.
the four main characters, and there was a couple of others that I found interesting. But no, what did he do? He hits him in the forehead with it.
Hits him in the head, yeah. The apple's on his head. He throws it there and hits him in the head.
And apparently this has happened with when he was in training with Alwyn.
His mentor.
He took out his eye as well. So Alan's wearing I'm just going to call him Alan, if you don't mind.
Alwyn's eye patch.
Yeah. And we're introduced to him then when Sebastian goes to this fucking derelict looking farm.
It's not a nice place.
No. And he's overcome by a smell. He's using a driver as his filmmaker or his cameraman as well for this. And they're overcome by a smell, and then they kind of catch Alan and his understudy unawares. We get a glimpse of a coffee table
full of shite. literally lumps
of shite laid out on handkerchiefs.
It's fucking rotten.
And then no real explanation for that at that time in the film, which is quite good.
So what's a
I suppose we may as well mention Alan's understudy here, because he stood out for me. It turns out he's a junkie. He's a skaghead.
Former rent boy.
But he's also a talented darts player himself.
But when he meets Seb for the first time, he says, I'm not wanking him off.
But he also has a talent.
Fucking hell. That's from all that piss you're drinking.
Like fucking Alan Partridge there. He can only play darts well when he's on heroin.
Which scuppers his career.
Yeah, so we go back to Alan in a while and get more of his story. And of course, Andy is a big fan of Bullseye as well.
Massive. Well, who isn't?
Yeah. There's a bit where he's showing Sebastian around his house. Never got him to show himself, probably too young. When did well, I'm talking about the original Bullseye.
The original Bullseye was mid-80s up to the end of the 90s.
Really?
Yes.
How long has Andy meant to have been on the go?
I don't know. Well,
10 years maybe?
Yeah.
I don't know what age he's meant to be in this.
I haven't a clue.
Mid-30s. He's probably about 24 though.
In Dart's years.
The abuse.
Yeah.
He's going to look a lot older at the end of this as well.
Drinking pounds constantly. Like, no matter what time of the day.
It's like you.
Well, I'm having a bottle, so it's different.
He's like Julian from Trailer Park Boys almost.
Yeah. Mm.
But he does have an autographed picture of Jim Bone. Mm. He didn't get it autographed personally. His mate found it in a skip.
And he has a bendy bully as well.
Yeah.
That he didn't get on the show. He bought it on
eBay. Sheila bought it on eBay.
She outbid some lad from Norway.
And you can get them in Argos anywhere you could. Yeah. I'm sure you can still get them. Remember the Argos selling them with the darts set and everything.
Yeah.
There's also a nice flashback scene of Bullseye itself for some reason.
Yeah.
Which he isn't on, but Gary Wilmot is.
Oh, I remember that.
You remember it as it happened?
Yeah. So that was at the start. When they used to do Bronze Bully.
You did bring out an actual celebrity.
They used to, when it started off, they were bringing out celebrities, which was ridiculous because they'd be throwing the darts and missing the board and everything would be brutal.
Yeah.
And then...
which is kind of like when the teams are made up of a supposed brain box and an actual darts player.
But then he comes on and he's doing all this, the racist fucking jokes by Jim Bone and all about going to Turkey.
Oh, yeah. You picked up a great... Turkey.
Yeah.
I haven't heard that Gary Wilmot mentioned since Alan Partridge had a top breakfast at his wedding. But
Gary Wilmot's hardly married, is he?
Why wouldn't he be?
Well, to a woman.
I don't know. Are you picking up vibes off El Gary?
I would have, yeah.
It's just a kind of wacky 80s presenter. Then again, I remember being shocked when Lamal was in I'm a Celebrity and I found out he was homosexual. That wasn't something I picked up on the 80s.
Fuck off.
Sure, nobody knew, James. Nobody knew about George Michael, Freddie. This all came out much after.
Sorry.
Much later. Andy's star doesn't shine as bright as it once did. He's playing to really shit audiences in non-existent audiences, some might say.
He missed the invitation in the Pontins Prestat.
I've been to Pontins Prestat.
So fucking hell.
Great holiday. I've seen
the Crocodile Club.
Crocodile Club, and I'm pretty sure it was my first wrestling event as well. I've seen a veteran wrestler called Ox Baker who did make it to the States. I don't think he was American.
Yeah, but that was just to work as a breakie.
Yeah. No, he was quite intimidating looking. He looked like Ming the Merciless. Oh. A bit like you, really. Jeez. But he was fighting a man called the Tarantula. And all I remember...
8 legs?
No. All I remember about him was he had this scraggly hair and you couldn't see his face.
Right.
A bit like Kane now that I think of it. But I remember being a bit scared of the Tarantula.
You would be.
This was the early 80s. Mm. Probably because I seen him drunk and shiting in the Jack set later that night or something. But anyway, Andy, he turns up at one place and the proprietor is complaining because he doesn't bring in as much of a crowd as a local drag act called Shirley Brassey. And he has a match against Roy the Jungle Boy.
Yeah, he doesn't like Roy the Jungle Boy.
Because he's a racist.
He's a racist black man. He said he's not really black.
Because he doesn't act like a black man.
He said he's no rhythm and he's not funny. So he's not a real black man.
But he's overheard Roy calling other black men the N-word. I'm going to edit that out probably. Whereas they're allowed to do that.
Yeah, they're allowed to call each other that.
But you're not. Andy's not, and you're definitely not. And then there's a good scene where he's got a bit of an upset stomach and Sheila's trying to massage out the trapped wind. God, I wish my missus did that for me.
But I've said there's the incident in, where was it? Fucking Chester or something. Yeah, he followed through.
He shot himself big time, yeah. But he's actually having a heart attack.
Yeah, which is nice.
And he's rushed to hospital. There's this weird scene then outside the hospital with the two women, the family.
No, even before that, the one with the autograph thing is ridiculous.
Oh, your man, yeah. It's just basically the fella doesn't know who he is, but then decides he wants his autograph anyway.
It's just...
And he stumbles in. Yeah. There's obviously very lax security at the the tournament with
Big
Roy
events
Roy.
like that, yeah.
But yeah, outside the hospital, your man, the driver, who was called Ruffy, he's played by a bloke called Jordan Long. He was also in Peep Show.
Was he?
Very, very quick scene. He was in, where Jeff brings the two lads out for a man's night and they're playing poker.
Yeah.
He's basically the bloke that Jez beats with the pipe. He plays his bluff. That's it. So he's in it for about 2 seconds. But apparently he's in Andor, the new Star Wars thing as well. So
sure.
you see that an awful lot. He's probably playing Stormtrooper number 7.
Yeah.
But he's here. He's like Andy's bodyguard, driver.
Big shield is rider.
Yeah, he's the bull in the situation there. But there's a couple of groupies there. Disappointed to hear he's not well. They obviously don't see Andy. And there's this weird bit where they all get in it. Well, no, they get in a car with your man Ruffy and head off. And then he's bringing them up the mountains to presumably murder them.
Oh no, he just gets
excited.
Fondled by one of them. And the other one's not happy.
But then he leaves them there.
No, he stays with the one who was with him. And the other one fucks off.
With your man Ruffy?
No. Ruffy, the one who gives Ruffy the blowjob, he stays there.
Okay.
And then the other one says, the bitch has her lips round his chops, I know here. And then she goes back and fucks off with the cameraman.
So Sebastian's left on his own eventually, but he goes back to the gaff or the flat and he's there playing gooseberry for a little while.
But the mother is there in a coma on the fucking couch. Oh, it's just...
as I say, it's a fucking weird scene. We see more of Sheila up to her old tricks then. She's entertaining Ruffy then the next day. He's a busy man.
He is. He's not getting paid though.
No.
Let's make that clear.
It's all under the books, big time. Because
he's on disability.
He certainly is. He looks very disabled already.
He does.
So while Andy's in hospital, Sheila's entertaining him at the house and Sebastian stumbles across this and it's all on camera, of course.
Yeah. He was just topping up his town on the sunbeds.
He was. It's a nice gaff they have.
They do have a nice gaff. Actually, the sunbed, he was tanorexic for a while. Andy was. And she shows a picture of him. He's like when Dougal in Father Ted gets sunburned. Just a picture of him there. Oh, man.
That's kind of it for a while. A few months pass. Sebastian returns to the town to see how Andy's getting on. Same driver, same fucking setup. And Andy's lost a lot of weight.
Yes.
He owes money to
everyone.
Debt collectors, well, everyone, but debt collectors are calling to the door as well. Jehovah's Witness protection, as he calls them. Sheila's pregnant.
Yeah.
And straight away you can see Sebastian suspects what we probably all suspect, that it's not Andy's. But Andy's got dartitis, as you said, at this stage, and that's really hindering him. He can't even play the small venues with Jungle Boy. Jungle Boy? Is that what he
It was Jungle Boy.
He's not even remembered in the old working man's club where he first won his national amateur championship.
Where it all began.
He's up on the stage or one hasn't a fucking clue.
Who the fuck is this gobshite?
There's an outfit at the bar who gets very perturbed when he approaches him as well, which probably fair enough when you haven't spoken to anyone in 4 weeks.
Let's try to have a quiet point.
We go back to Alan then, or Alwyn. I must say as well, he's played by Brian Hibbard, who was also in the Flying Pickets. The band.
I know the band.
The Capello band, if you like.
Alwyn, his mentor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One eye patch
man.
Yeah. I've seen him in things over the years. He was in Coronation Street.
Was he?
What?
Was he in All Sweet or Same Fit?
Don't think so, but he has been doing acting
I've seen him
since he was
I've seen him.
In the Flying Pickets. The only other bloke I remember from the Flying Pickets was the bald lad with the very scary bags under his eyes. He looked a bit like Nosferatu. Do you remember him?
No.
I'll send you a picture of him. He's frightening. But he was in Coronation Street as well for a good while.
Oh, yeah,
many moons ago. Yeah. And he was in Twin Town, which I think I've mentioned on this before.
We've seen it a few times, all right.
It's all right. Nah. Anyway, that's him.
Cheers.
Back to him. And he's got Gaz, the rent boy sidekick, off the heroin. But he's got him hooked on Jenkum now instead. But obviously, Jenkum doesn't make him play as well.
No, it's a natural high.
Yeah.
Are you going to explain what Jenkum is?
I do. So this was news to me.
And me, Jesus Christ.
I genuinely thought they'd made it up for the film.
No, but it's
not. There's a wiki page about Jenkum.
Yeah.
I Google Jenkum on YouTube. I sent you on a couple of genuine news clips.
Yeah, they're not.
It was almost a problem in America for a while. We thought crystal meth was bad. My God. So Jenkum's basically shitting and pissing in a bottle, leaving a bit at the top for the gas to accumulate over time. How long did you leave it for?
You said a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
And then you put a balloon over the top of the bottle. The balloon fills up with the gas, and then when you're ready, you inhale the stuff.
That's possibly the lowest of the low.
That's pretty low.
I mean, I don't even know if adrenochrome is real. They mentioned this thing called adrenochrome in Fear and Loathing, where you actually have to murder someone and get their adrenaline gland.
It's murdering children.
Yeah. So
terrify them and then murder them. Then
so that's pretty bad. Well, it has to be terror sweat, as the doctor from The Simpsons once said.
Exactly, yeah.
But yeah, that's probably the lowest of the low because you're murdering kids. But this is pretty bad.
This is, oh my God.
But then again, if you want to shit and piss in a bottle in your own house, who are we to judge? Just don't ever visit the house.
Do not. Sniffing it. They're like...
Your man on the news clip describing the scene, the neighbour. Poor bastard living beside that for years.
Yeah, that's not good.
And there was another one on Google where it's just a picture of the bed. Anyway, that's Jenkum. That's what the lads are up to. It's obviously a lucrative business for them. And as Alwyn says, it beats having to sell your arse and rob houses. People around here are sleeping a lot sounder now that he's sniffing shit. He hears about Alan's dartitis as well, so he sends him some... Andy's dartitis, so he sends him some philosophy books to try and
stole from the fucking
the library. Wouldn't you just take them out from the library?
He said he forgot his card.
Well, I think as well, El Gaz don't have anything in. I think he was in Shameless after this, but it was his first acting role.
Was it?
I don't know why I'm looking up the notes for the next one, but anyway. Yeah, it's his first acting role. I think he's pretty good. And a fella called Sam Fletcher. And while I'm here looking at my IMDb listings, the driver, not Ruffy, your man's driver, the cameraman, he's called Steve Meow.
Meow.
He was in a thing that I didn't see that long ago called The Pembrokeshire Murders, which is based on a real story about an English serial killer in the 80s and 90s, played by Keith Allen. But your man, his name was John Cooper, and he actually appeared on Bullseye for real.
The murderer?
In between murdering people, he was on Bullseye. John Cooper is his name. So
he has to keep up the normal life.
That's a fun yet macabre connection I thought I'd mention there. Yeah. So where are we? Andy, we're back to Andy's house. Oh, sorry, he brings him back to his old house in Council Street.
Yeah.
So it looks like that street in Bread.
Yeah.
And he realises that the house has been repossessed. So Sheila was looking after all the money side of things.
Yeah.
She basically lost his house from him, and this is what tips Andy over the edge,
Finally,
basically.
He grows a pair of balls.
So he had mentioned, and Sheila had mentioned over the years that they wanted to emigrate and retire to Florida.
He just wanted to... He didn't want to die there.
No, he wanted to come back and die in his house.
He wanted to catch cancer over there because it seems to be all the rage these days.
But then Sebastian says, I think you'll probably die of a heart attack. And he goes, well, that's the other one I hope for. So he's fucking mad tick. He goes home and he basically fucks Big Sheila and your man Ruffy out. Now, Ruffy's still hanging around the kitchen area. Then another few months pass. So this is an epic story here, spanned over possibly a whole year. Who knows?
Easily. But
he comes back again, same shite, picked up at the train station by your man. Your man invites him to his wedding, as long as he brings the camera. He's going to name his kid after him when he thought his name was Ed.
Yeah. And then he finds out he's called Sebastian. I can't have my kid called Sebastian. Which is fair. This is fair enough.
That is fair enough. And then we just find out that we don't see Big Sheila again. She's gone.
Oh, she's gone.
We heard about her though. But Andy's back living with Alwyn in his den.
It's a nice house.
It is a nice house. As he says, the baby wasn't his. Surprise, surprise.
Because he was a Satsumer.
Yeah. Jaffa.
Seedless.
And as Alwyn says, everyone knew Ruffy was chucking his beans into Big Sheila except Andy. Well, there's no reason. I would have thought they'd try and end this with him, a Karate Kid type ending where he's back at a tournament with his mentor egging him on. But no, they're just sitting on the couch, sucking Jenkum. Yeah. Well, Andy's doing Jenkum and Alan's kind of looking proud and looks up at Sebastian. And that's it. That's the end of the film. And we don't even get end credits because it's on YouTube.
Yeah, there was nothing. It was just,
as you say, it was just shit music.
Yeah, very bad music. That's
Jesus, we got through that quick enough.
Boom. Well, it was a quick out of that film.
Yeah, better to skim through these things. Overall thoughts?
What was the last one we done?
Oh, Christ. The crime TV show.
Oh, it's better than that.
Okay, yeah. Well, it's certainly more lighthearted.
Yeah,
than
more
that.
lighthearted.
Anything is more lighthearted than fucking child murder.
Yeah.
But anyway.
It was all right. I watched it twice. The first time was a bit funnier. The second time, I knew what was coming, so it was shit.
Yeah. I think a story about darts has potential.
Yeah, it just didn't expand enough.
Exactly. I mean, the whole tradition of smoky pubs and boozy fans and overweight players is, but it's probably funnier in real life than it's ever going to be in fiction. Yeah. I mean, it is. Even I know that. And it's kind of low-hanging fruit in terms of subject matter as well. But sure, look, they attempted it. I mean, I can't think of any other darts-related shows or films.
No.
The only one that springs to mind is that scene from Alas, Smith and Jones years ago, the double vodka.
Oh, yeah.
That's quite good.
That's
good.
Good.
40 years ago.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, some of this does work. There's some funny bits in it and some of the characters. I think the four main characters of Andy, Big Sheila, Alwyn, and to a certain degree out Sebastian as well. They play their parts well. Sebastian is weird. Yeah, there's a few bits in this where, as you say, he has this weird stare on him.
Yeah.
He is quite a striking looking individual. But and it's different to the next episode where we're going to do, which he's in as well. He has this almost frightened stare, and I suppose I'd be frightened going around this town as well.
Fucking right.
For a co-host coming in here now, Cat. We're nearly finished. I'll feed him.
The cat, that is.
Yeah. But there's the bones of a decent idea here.
Yeah, it's going to be fleshed out more.
Yeah. I mean, we've got two directors here, Helen, Grace, and Irvine himself. This would have been Irvine's second time directing. We're going to do his first time in the next episode. But I mean, he's written scripts. He's here writing this script again with Dean Kavanagh. But I think a more established comedy writer could have done more with this.
Yes, and there's plenty of potential for this. They just didn't.
And the other thing, we mentioned that we thought it was a TV show. It possibly would have worked better if they could have done it as a TV show and given it a bit more time.
Definitely.
Really spread out the Jenkum storyline. I mean, we know Welsh can do. That cat's giving you some stares. He looks like Sebastian, the documentary filmmaker.
I know, it looks healthy.
Yeah, feeding him. We know Welsh can do black humour, and probably the black humour in this, i.e. Jenkum, works all right.
The Jungle Boy as well. Yeah.
So I suppose best bit?
Best bit? I don't know. What do you think?
I was going to say Gaz, who has heroin as a darts superpower.
Yeah.
That did make me chuckle.
Some of Andy Sampson's, when he's talking, it's just how thick he is.
Yeah, his one-liners.
His one-liners are very good.
He thinks Jade Goody is Mick Jagger's daughter for some reason.
Yeah.
Because Mick Jagger's real daughter is called Jade Jagger.
Yeah.
But she changed her name and she got married, apparently. And he goes to Google it and everything.
Yeah.
And it pays your man 100 quid.
150 quid. Even though he's had to open debt.
And most disturbing bit, I don't think there's any doubt.
Jenkum.
Yes, lumps of shite.
The first way ever did the table full of shite. Jesus Christ.
I do like the fact that there was zero context to that for a while.
Just say, no, we can't talk today. See you. And then back to the shit.
Catches them totally unawares. Maybe we shouldn't have had that explained to us and it would have been even better.
Yeah, true. Yes, fucking hell.
Imagine they'd never mention that again.
What? Yeah.
Connecting lines. So this is where we connect it to other Welsh works and so on. I can tell you now that Jonathan Owen, who played Andy, is also in Wedding Bells, which we haven't watched yet, but it's another Welsh written film.
That's something to look forward to.
Yeah. Oh, the cat's getting very restless now. He's going to start sucking on that bottle. Yeah, so Wedding Bells, as I say, written by Welsh. Get off me notes, you. Not Jem, the cat. Spuds, the cat, is interfering here big time. He's getting restless. Joe McKinney, as we say, is also in Welsh's first, his directorial debut.
Classic.
Yes, called Nuts. And obviously Dean Kavanagh is his writing partner here, and he's been connected with him for a fair bit. So All we have left to do is marks out of 5, James.
That's 5.
Yeah.
I'll go 3.5.
3.5?
3.5.
Really?
But all this other stuff is so shite.
Jesus Christ. Give him some credit here. We're celebrating the man's work.
Oh, sorry, yeah. It's better than most of his stuff.
I mean, I suppose if you take it in context of an actual film.
Oh, it's shite.
Yeah.
But I think
for that reason, I say 2 out of 5.
But we like the shite ones. Probably better than his other ones.
Look, at the end of the day,
like that one, what's the one with the band?
Creation Stories.
They put money into that.
He didn't even direct that, in fairness. He wrote it. They did put money into that. There's not much money in this, but
exactly. This has an excuse. There was no money, and it was.
Yeah. And I suppose if you stumbled across this late at night and you'd watch it, and if you didn't know Irvine Welsh had written, one of the most successful books of the 90s or whatever, it's not bad, bro. I'm still going to say 2 out of 5.
I'll go with 3. I'll take a half off.
2 out of 5 is a pass, is it?
2.5. Well, 2, I suppose, yeah.
Yeah, that'll do. That'll do. So, that's it for our first episode back.
Boom.
Thanks very much for all your kind letters and postcards to me asking when we're going to be back.
I didn't send you anything.
No, you didn't. No.
That's right.
It's it's actually quite funny that some of our listeners, they're quite demanding in their messages. They just say, when's the next episode out? I could nearly picture them.
You need some foreplay. Come on, run. He needs to be wined and dined.
We've done this. We have another episode coming up quite soon. And as I said, we're going to start reading.
Ain't no stopping us now, as the song goes.
We're going to refresh ourselves on Skag Boys. Well, I am. You're going to be introduced to it, but for the first time.
Very first time.
And we'll cover that. So, bear with us and thanks for listening.
Indeed. Good luck.
See you again soon.